The first time my understudy tried to kill me was on the day we met. That's the opening line of my upcoming thriller, The Understudy, which will be in bookstores everywhere on August 5th, 2025. I'm Morgan Richter. You might know me as that woman who won't stop talking about 80s music and 80s videos and 80s films and Miami Vice and Duran Duran, but I also write novels, and The Understudy is set in the New York City opera world. In case anyone is curious about The Understudy but is not an opera buff, I'm going to tell you two things. First and foremost, you do not need to know anything about opera to appreciate The Understudy. Second, I am going to very quickly, right now, blitz through every single opera term and concept used in the book so you can go in armed with knowledge. In The Understudy, an opera company named Brio is mounting a brand new chamber opera. A chamber opera uses a chamber orchestra instead of a large symphonic orchestra, and is generally smaller, shorter, and simpler than a traditional opera. The chamber opera at the heart of The Understudy is based on the 1968 sci-fi cult film Barbarella, which starred Jane Fonda at her most gorgeous as a space explorer who wears a lot of really cool skimpy outfits. Barbarella is a very sexy, very charismatic character, and that is important to know for The Understudy. One character in the film Barbarella, played by Milo O'Shea, provided the inspiration for the name of the greatest band in the world, Duran Duran. You do not actually need to know that for The Understudy, but you do need to know that to be a well-rounded human being. The main character of The Understudy is an opera singer named Kit, who has been cast as Barbarella. Barbarella is the primary role, which means Kit is the prima donna. The term prima donna is now widely used in a disparaging sense to refer to anyone who is picky or demanding, but in the opera world, it just means the female lead. It literally translates to first lady. Before being cast as Barbarella, Kit primarily played supporting roles, known as comprimario roles. Comprimario means with the primary, aka you're supporting the lead. Kit is a skilled and well-trained singer with a flawless voice. But she's not at all glamorous. In fact, she's very plain, and her performance tends to be kind of robotic. Her understudy, Yolanda, on the other hand, is gorgeous and charismatic, and she looks just like Barbarella. But her singing voice isn't as good as Kit's, and she's undertrained. Now, I just referred to Yolanda as Kit's understudy, but throughout the book, characters will often use the word cover. In opera, if you are covering a role, you're an understudy. You might be thinking right now, Morgan, why didn't you title your book The Cover instead? And believe me, I had that thought many times while writing it. But understudy is a term that more readers will be familiar with. Kit is a coloratura soprano, which means she has a high vocal range capable of handling complicated operatic leaps and trills. Other female vocal ranges include mezzo, aka mezzo-soprano, literally middle soprano, which is a singer with a slightly lower range than a soprano. An opera singer with the lowest female vocal range is a contralto. During rehearsals for Barbarella, the cast members generally mark. Marking is when opera singers sing at a fraction of their full volume to protect their voices. In most live theater, including Broadway shows, microphones are strategically used for amplification. But opera singers are always unamplified. They are powerful singers, and they are trained to sing loudly enough and clearly enough to reach every seat in a huge packed theater. Their voices are too valuable to sing at that volume at every rehearsal, so therefore they mark. A gradual increase in volume while singing is a crescendo, and a gradual decrease in volume is a decrescendo. Operas are generally entirely sung. There's no spoken dialogue. An aria is a solo song within an opera. An opera has a composer who composes the music, and a librettist who writes the libretto, which is the text. In The Understudy, the Barbarella opera has the same composer and librettist, Astrid, who is also the production's dramaturg. In theater, a dramaturg is someone who conducts in-depth research on all aspects of a production and serves as a vital source of knowledge for the director and the performers. Operas have a conductor who conducts both the orchestra and the singers. In opera and orchestral music, the conductor is often referred to, with great respect, as the maestro. The conductor is usually also the opera's music director, who is in charge of all aspects of the music. There will also be an artistic director who is in charge of the staging and the performances, because opera, of course, is not just about singing, it's also about acting. The Understudy is a thriller, and the thrills are provided by Yolanda, who is treacherous, conniving, and homicidal. By the time the Sitzprobe rolls around, Yolanda has already tried to murder Kit several times to get the lead role away from her. Sitzprobe is a German word meaning sitting rehearsal. In opera, a Sitzprobe is the very first on-stage rehearsal. Immediately following the Sitzprobe, things go terribly, horribly, murderously wrong for the Barbarella production. And I'd tell you more, but I've already told you everything you need to know about opera, so you are going to have to wait until the understudy comes out on August 5th. But if you're impatient, right now you can read my book, The Divide, a neo-noir thriller set in Hollywood. The Divide came out last year and got some very nice reviews. Thank you very much, New York Times Book Review. But sales, they tell me, have been, not great. It's coming out now in paperback, which means it's the perfect time to discover it. You can find it anywhere books are sold, in hardcover, paperback, audiobook, and ebook. And while you're at it, go ahead and pre-order The Understudy or request it from your local library. It's a really fun book, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.